Welcome back to Astrology Experts YouTube. In this channel, we hope to bring you clarity and be the bridge to the answers you're seeking from the universe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Come join our growing family as we evolve our spirituality while on this human experience. Together, we share the same love for astrology, numerology, angel numbers, and zodiacs. For today's video, you'll be learning about zodiac compatibility, so get your coffee or tea ready and sit with us till the end of this video. Leo and Leo compatibility. Although they can be self-involved and domineering at times, most Leos have hearts as big as their personalities. They're as fiercely loyal to and protective of each other as they are to everyone else they care about. As a fixed fire sign, their passion is unwavering. They're often willing to heroically endure any amount of hardship for the sake of saving others and their circle from harm. Emotions and values. Ironically, these sometimes vain, self-involved lions can become self-sacrificing in the name of love. I'm talking about true love, whether for partners, family, or friends, not codependency. Although a Leo who has devoted himself or herself to an abusive partner, thereby investing all of that Leo passion and intensity into that person, may have more trouble leaving than one might suspect of such a strong personality. In such a situation, the lion's pride will have been deeply wounded. And while the mental image of a mighty, glorious lion hunched over in pain is somehow even more heart-rending than, say, a sensitive Pisces fish in pain, whereas the fish usually has the ability to swim away into new depths, hiding from pain for at least a little while, the sulking lion becomes paralyzed, unable to lift its weight. Remember, Leo is a fixed fire sign, which means fixed passion. Still, most Leos are proud enough that, if their self-esteem is threatened for long enough, they will tap into their considerable reserve of courage and leave. Leos can suffer from false pride and arrogance when they feel the least bit insecure. Even shy Leos, and there is a handful of them, need admiration the way other people need air to breathe. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Friendships. A friendship between two Leos is hardly ever lacking in warmth and loyalty. As a fixed fire sign, Leo is intensely passionate. Once he invests that kind of emotion in another person, he is fiercely loyal. Represented by the sun, lions radiate warmth, brightening up their surroundings wherever they go. As mentioned before, when their loved ones are in trouble, Leos are capable of an almost primal sort of self-sacrifice that dates back to earlier centuries, when allies had to take extreme measures to protect one another in war. Don't overlook the word war in that sentence. Leos can be extremely arrogant and sensitive to criticism. To many Leos, there is no such thing as constructive criticism. On a subconscious or conscious, depending on the lines in question level, Leos are born with an inherent belief that royalty is their birthright. If their sizable egos feel threatened, they attack with all the ferocity of a lion protecting its turf. Occasionally, Leos will bring this fighting spirit out in each other. It's not because they don't love or care for each other. It's because they're very competitive by nature, and no one can win all the time. This is even true for two lions whose bond is sealed together by loyalty and admiration. All signs have positive and negative traits. Some people embody more positive and others more negative depending on the person and phase of life. Emotionally healthy Leos are too loyal to betray a friend for the sake of winning. Doing so would betray their honor and dignity, which is something they instinctively avoid. When a Leo does betray a friend, the other usually holds on to one for a long time. This is true even if outwardly he or she has completely iced out the former friend, looking down on him as a king would a peasant. The good news is that Leos value their honesty and integrity. If they stray from it, they usually find their way back. Still, damaging a friendship with another Leo is never a good idea if you truly value that friend. Leo simply cannot avoid wounded pride of self-perceived weaknesses. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Relationships. Leo sees the world as their stage and they exist in the spotlight. True, we're all subjective beings to an extent. seeing the world from our perspective, which is controlled by our individual experiences. But for Leos, this subjectivity is intensified by their compulsory need to be center stage. Leos are also highly individualistic, which means they must be free to pursue their ambitions. Even the most repressed Leos believe in their own worth deep down inside, and they even feel entitled to the world's recognition of it, even if the process is gradual. Two lions who fall in love need 10 times the love an average person can give. They also need to be admired by their families, friends, social circles, and fans. Leos usually acquire some form of a fan base, even if they're not famous, and work an ordinary 9 to 5. When you really think about it, that's a lot of neediness from two such proud creatures, but there you have it. When Leos fall in love, they fall hard. Not only do they need tons of attention and assurance from a partner, but they also require grand gestures of romance, loyalty, and even self-sacrifice on their partner's behalf. Luckily, both Leos understand this need within each other and fulfill each other's intensely. The Leo woman is addicted to a man who can penetrate through her airs of superiority to the big open heart inside. And Leo man can do this with a glance into her soul. A Leo man is equally addicted to a woman who can see through his brute strength to his sensitivity. Leo's emotions are even bigger than their personalities. However, rather tragically, few people take the time to know the depth of their sensitivity. As if blinded by the sun, most people are too convinced of Leo's outward strength and charisma to see his or her emotional depth. But Leos see it in each other, and they usually make a powerful first impression on one another. Even the most feminine Leo men have something of the quintessential male in them. Strong, protective, and as romantic and chivalrous as a Shakespearean hero. Born under a positive masculine sign, Leo women are no less feminine than the other signs. In fact, her strong personality imbues her with an almost animal, feline scent that immediately attracts Leo men. She is too fiery and intense to be a damsel in distress, but she's the ultimate femme fatale. The men born under her sun sign feel the need to alternately protect and conquer her emotionally. Same-sex relationships follow most of those same patterns, but they're complicated. They're complicated by the lack of fundamental differences between both Leos. Because Leo is a prideful, competitive sign, there may be more friction in the same-sex relationships between lions. But really, there is a fair amount of friction in all Leo-Leo relationships. In both cases, love between two lions is anything but boring. Compatibility rating 8 out of 10. Marriage. When Leos fall in love, they often do make it to marriage. That is, if the pressure and smoldering intensity of their mutual need hasn't boiled over, burning both of them and quite possibly innocent bystanders as well. Leo's fixed fire status means that lions form strong, enduring bonds that are endowed with fierce loyalty. Whoever coined the saying, "anything I've ever let go of has claw marks on it," was either a Leo or in love with one at some point. Even when the crackling fires of passion are gentled by time into low, burning, intimate flames, they are virtually impossible to douse. The fire between two Leos who have been married for a long time will occasionally be stoked into the kind of intensity that could burn down their house. But when this does happen, their deep love and devotion means they can usually rebuild quickly. However, if there is an issue of truly injured pride, this may not be the case. In this scenario, the whole house might really burn down, making them both feel as if they've been destroyed. That's why it's so important for them to draw on the Leo trait of honesty even when they want to guard their feelings with immense pride. Leos can be quite vengeful when their pride is injured, dreaming up elaborate schemes to make each other jealous. They should not attempt to control each other, although they usually do to some degree. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Communication. Leos pride themselves on being honest, straightforward, and filled with integrity. They pride themselves on most things they are, especially this, ruled by the sun. They each hold within them its power and warmth, but sometimes power and warmth don't go hand in hand. This competitive energy between them can be intense, especially since neither will be repressed or contained. When they do attempt to emotionally control and overpower each other, they should conjure to mind the image of a real lion in a cage. It is only then that they can actually realize what they're doing to each other and remember that sometimes the wisest course of action is to let love win. That means these stubborn creatures will have to work consistently on their ability to compromise. Compatibility rating 6 out of 10. Sex and intimacy. It's not easy to fulfill the outsized passion of a Leo lover, but another Leo can do the job and then some. As long as their relationship is enhancing rather than harming their self-esteem, they are very nearly perfectly matched in bed. While some other couples struggle to blend intensity with softness and vulnerability, eroticism and emotionality, love-making flows naturally with these two. When they're mildly at odds, their love-making is a form of reconnection that has the power to renew their bright spark. Leos want a partner who is capable of both raw physical prowess and surrender to love in each other. They find it within one another. That is, unless their pride feels truly threatened in the relationship and there is repressed hurt or anger simmering beneath the surface of their bond. If there is, even the sunniest Leo can freeze over completely. When Leo grows cold, it's all more dangerous than it is with other signs. A lion's true nature is warm, passionate, and forthcoming. If they're holding back from each other, the conflict must be solved in order for them to reconnect sexually. After all, Leos are extremists. That means they do things in extremes, including sex. Leos who have broken the barrier of pride and are able to share their vulnerability have the most satisfying sexual relationships. They don't shut each other out. Thus, their theatrics are channeled in more positive directions, which often lead to the bedroom. Compatibility rating 10 out of 10. Leo Compatibility Pros. Leo is a fixed fire sign, which means they are fiercely loyal and don't easily let go of their love. Leo doesn't easily let go of past hurts, which can fester into deep-seated wounds over time. Both lines are able to fulfill each other's romantic ideals. For them, these are not just a dream or idea, but a tangible physical reality. Air signs can be romantic idealists too, but sometimes lack the passion behind the fantasy. Leo and Leo Compatibility Cons. Leos are stubborn and can sometimes prioritize pride over harmony. Each likes to be under the spotlight. They can sometimes compete for attention from each other and people outside the relationship. Lions can be jealous and controlling. If neither easily submits to scrutiny, the relationship can be conflicted at times. Summary. The relationship between two Leos is often intense, although it can be conflicted by competitiveness, jealousy, and attempts to dominate each other. Their connection is usually solid and strong. Leos tend to be deeply committed to their partners and friends, and their loyalty is enduring. As fixed fire signs, their emotional intensity is sometimes channeled into stubbornness or willfulness, so learning to compromise is vital to their relationship. As with all same-sun signs, their association might lack the objectivity at times, as they tend to share very similar strengths in areas for improvement. While this scenario can cloud reason and create conflict, it also endows them with a strong empathy that helps them find their way back to each other. Overall compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for riding with us till the end. If you like that, please give this video a thumbs up. And again, don't be shy. Click that subscribe and be a part of Astrology Experts community. Like most of us an astrology expert who love reading, you can come visit our website. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. See you on the next video!